जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद श्री गुरु निताई गौर हरि श्री चरण प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरे कृष्ण। We are now going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Amala Puran, Canto 3, and text number 9, Brahma's prayers for creative energy. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text number 23, it is on the board. eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā. Yad yad kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ. Tasmin sva-vikramam idaṁ sṛjato ceto. yuñjīta karma-śamalaṁ ca yathā vijahyām. eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā yad yad kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ tasmin sva-vikramam idam sṛjato ceto yuñjīta karma-śamalaṁ ca yathā vijahyām eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā yad yad kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ tasmin sva-vikramam idam sṛjato ceto yuñjīta karma-śamalaṁ ca yathā vijahyām. Please chant. eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā yat yat kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ yathā vijahyām. Anyone? eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā yad yad kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ tasmin sva-vikramam sṛjato ceto yuñjīta karma-śamalaṁ ca yathā. eṣaḥ prapanna-varado ramayātma-śaktyā yat yat kariṣyati gṛhīta-guṇāvatāraḥ tasmin sva-vikramam sṛjato ceto yuñjīta karma-śamalaṁ ca yathā vijahyām. Word for word meaning: eṣaḥ, this, prapanna, one who is surrendered, vara-daḥ, benefactor, ramayā, enjoying always with the goddess of fortune, Lakṣmī, ātma-śaktyā, with his internal potency, yat yat, whatever, kariṣyati, he may act, gṛhīta, accepting, guṇa-avatāraḥ, incarnation of the mode of goodness, tasmin, unto him, sva-vikramam, with omnipotency, idam, this cosmic manifestation, sṛjataḥ, creating, api, in spite of, cetaha, heart, yuñjīta, be engaged, karma, work, śamalaṁ, material affection, cha, also, yathā, as much as, vijahyām, I can give up. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is always the benefactor of the surrendered souls. His activities are always enacted through His internal potency, Rama, or the goddess of fortune. I pray only to engage in His service in the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my works. For thus I may be able to give up the false prestige of being the creator. Purport. In the matter of material creation, maintenance, and destruction, there are three incarnations of the material modes of nature: Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. But the Lord's incarnation as Vishnu in His internal potency is the supreme energy for the total activities. Brahma, who is only an assistant in the modes of creation, wanted to remain in his actual position as an instrument of the Lord, instead of becoming puffed up by the false prestige of thinking himself the creator. That is the way of becoming dear to the Supreme Lord and receiving His benediction. Foolish men want to take credit for all creations made by them, but intelligent persons know very well that not a blade of grass can move without the will of the Lord. Thus all the credit for wonderful creation must go to Him. By spiritual consciousness only can one be free from the contamination of material affection and receive the benedictions offered by the Lord. Little prayer. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Taptu Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna. This chapter is known as Brahma's prayers for creative energy, and is very important. This is the Vedic culture or spiritual culture. Before undertaking any project or any actions, activities, first we have to pray for the empowerment and also blessings. That is the practical solution of everything. Sometimes we think we must be very practical, means keep Krishna aside and let's talk. about something, whatever problem, solution, anything. But that is not practical. As we are seeing what Brahma was doing, he was given a service for creation, this universe. And he was perfectly qualified about it, but still he was praying at the lotus feet of Krishna or Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, from whom he took birth, for the empowerment, blessings, intelligence, everything, energy and strength we all need, right? Also proper plan, everything. As we are in this world, we go on with our lives, we plan, we take some decisions, we understand our strength, education, intelligence, many things. But still, if Krishna's favor is not there, we would not achieve any success. So still, we have to pray to Lord for being the instrument of His will. This is very practical, and that makes sense. So in this particular text, Brahma spoke very beautiful, beautiful points. We are trying to understand those points. The first line in the translation says, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is always the benefactor of the surrendered soul. So, surrendering ourselves means we become connected with Krishna wholly, solely, totally. We become connected with Krishna's energy, mercy, everything. This connection is established through submission or surrender. Surrender is so wonderful that gives us the freedom from anxiety, worry, and tension, depression, so many things, right? Negative things. Means we have to do our duties as properly as possible, but at the same time simultaneously depend on Krishna's plan, Krishna's desire, will, and His favor, and His blessings. This practice is so wonderful. Once we start this practice, you would never stop about it. Every breath, in every breath, you will depend on Krishna. And actually we are depending. Reality is this. As long as Krishna will allow us to stay in this body, we'll be staying. And when He will call us, just leave. Practically we don't have independence actually. Although we have independence, and it is very restricted and very little. Either we can accept Krishna's will or we can reject Krishna's will. Either we can love Krishna or we can just ignore Krishna. So that is not in our profit or in our benediction or benefit. Never. So surrendered souls, they win the heart of Lord. And Lord, always 24 hours a day, Lord within the heart is thinking and planning how to benefit us. But we have to understand His plans and His process are all spiritual. That's why many times, or all the times, we become baffled or confused. Oh, I am trying to be a good devotee of Krishna, but still Krishna is putting me in so many tests, so many troubles. What we think, we are desiring from the very core of life, heart, the material solution. Just like Arjuna went through so much trouble, he did not understand Krishna's plan, and he was, he was explaining that it was really impossible for him to participate in fight, rather to give up fighting and leave the battlefield was the solution, perfect solution. But Krishna did not say anything, he remained silent. Actually, we also make Krishna in the heart silent. Better you listen to my plan, the way I want. So we have to change thoroughly about our will and insight. When we go on hearing of Krishna Katha and glorifying Krishna, remembering Krishna, chanting Krishna's names, we go through a transformation. What is the transformation? Transformation of our will, purpose, desire, intention, as well as insight. We receive spiritual vision to see, measure, understand everything spiritually. Krishna has only one plan, to take us back home, back to Godhead. There's no doubt. But we also desire simultaneously to stay here comfortably and do not be disturbed. Our lives should not be disturbed by any means, anything. But that is not the proper understanding. It takes many, many lifetimes to come to this understanding. That Krishna's plans are always spiritual, transcendental. He created this cosmic manifestation through internal potency. His personal potency, internal potency. And everything is being conducted in this world also by his spiritual desire. So unless we come to the platform of spiritual consciousness, we would not be able to understand Krishna's love for us, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's affection, and his desire to go back to him, join him into the spiritual world, So surrendering ourselves is always for our own benefit, to win Krishna's blessings and of course love. His activities are always enacted through the internal potency, Rama. Rama Devi is the internal potency of Lord Vishnu, and Maya Devi is the shadow of Rama Devi. We come to know about that from Brahma Samhita. As we know, Brahma also offered wonderful prayers to Krishna after he had the vision of the spiritual world as well as Krishna. So he beautifully composed Govindam Adi Purusham Stotram that we read or chant also. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us that wonderful gift. We should not miss that wonderful gift. Reading, understanding Brahma's prayers in Brahma Samhita. As we know, 4 key verses in Bhagavad Gita are very nice. Chatushlaki Bhagavad Gita and Chatushlaki Bhagavatam. So another point also we should remember, the Panchashloki Brahma Samhita. At the end of the Brahma Samhita, Krishna spoke to Brahma, and his last 5 verses are known as Panchashloki Brahma Samhita, are very wonderful. Same points as Krishna said in Bhagavatam, in Chatushlaki, in 4 key verses. So Brahma is our also original guru in this Brahma Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gauriya Sampradaya. So we give so much respect whatever Brahma says, and through the disciplic succession, his instructions are coming down to us, and we accept this with so much seriousness, with feelings. The goddess of fortune. I pray only to engage the service of the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my works. So these two things are very wonderful together. Not just interested getting chance to do service or doing any activities, but at the same time praying for the protection from the false ego. This is also very important matter, because it's very difficult to be not to be falsely thinking, I am the doer. Of course, we are the doers, but we are not the independent doers. We are not the supreme doers. We are under the control of the supreme doer or the supreme controller. This feelings, a sense of being under Krishna gives us the immense peace and satisfaction, and also spiritually makes us very strong, powerful. The points we understand more and more, we become spiritually powerful. Being spiritually powerful means we become eligible for going back home, back to Godhead, against all the odds. We can achieve the success of human life. So this is very important. First thing, to identify that we have the false ego, and this is true. Due to false ego, many times we fail in our in our dealings, day-to-day life with other devotees or with others. I don't know where from this false ego comes, and we become, affected by that modes. We want to remain very humble servants of Krishna. That is our constitutional position. Still, we forget or we become affected. That's why prayer is very important. We also learn that Brahma prayed for the same thing in 2nd canto, 9th chapter, many other places. And Brahma's activities are so wonderful compared to us that we would think him as the Supreme Lord. Just like Narada Muni also was thinking, you are the Supreme Lord. But then he opened the eyes of Narada, no, I am not the Supreme Lord. Although I am given this assignment to do this service as a creator, but I am not the Supreme. I am under the instructions of the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna. And this is very important point for us also. The unique position of Krishna as the Parameshwara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, above all. Akole Ishwara Krishna, ar sabi bhritto. Jare joiche nacha she toiche kare nritto. Krishna is the original, primeval, Supreme Lord. He is the cause of all causes, Brahma speaking. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So these are the special characteristics of the Supreme Lord. He is the Anadir Adi. He has no origin. He is the origin of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. And he is Parama Krishna. His position is supreme. And in Bhagavad Gita also, in Purushottam Yoga, we know it. He is the origin of all the energies, all the incarnations, expansions, jiva. He is the source of the spiritual world, material world, entire creation, all the living entities. So this point that he is the original personality of Godhead makes us more and more purified. Never forget his position. What is going on everywhere? Mayabad, they do not accept that there is one supreme and everyone is under him. Even Krishna's incarnations, expansions, they also have the feeling we are all servants of Krishna. And jivas, being tiny, we are naturally servants of Krishna. But Mayavad philosophy is there's no supreme, all are same. You just choose anyone, worship, and you will go to the same destination. No, sir. That is not the process, and that is not the truth. So people are bewildered actually. That they don't understand, and they accept everyone is supreme. That means atheism. There is no understanding spiritual science. So this is our specialty, understanding Krishna and his position and other incarnations position, expansions position, living entities position, world's position, and the energies, energetic, everything is very clearly explained in Bhagavatam, and our Srila Prabhupada also gave us wonderful, wonderful purports. So there will be no doubt. And he all the time also explained about the mistakes of Mayavad philosophy. One thing we must understand, we do not disrespect Shankaracharya. He did the great service at that time what was needed. But we do not accept his theory. Absolute monism or Kevala Advaita Bad or Maya Bad or Vivarta Bad. We do not accept. So this is very beautiful, that if I think I'm also God, that Mayavadis also think that way, what a big offense. So false ego could be so big also. Of course, we are one with Lord and different from Lord simultaneously. But how much we are one with Lord? Very tiny portion. Not entire Krishna are equal to us. No, is equal to us. No. Are we equal to Krishna entirely or totally? In all respects, never. Very atomic expansion. Although it's very important to realize the soul is the expansion of Krishna. Minute expansion. Very small. And Krishna has entered within this minute expansion. This is the way Krishna wants us to think of him. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said that. This is in chapter 8, where Krishna is speaking, means anaro aniyamscham. Why I'm forgetting the verse, I don't know. I love this verse to remember how the way Krishna wants us to remember him. As he is speaking, how to think of him. In 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita, that through the remembrance of Krishna, we achieve Krishna. When the mind is on Krishna, we achieve Krishna. This is the way of attaining Krishna. So at the time of death, if we can remember Krishna, definitely we will attain Krishna. So Krishna has entered anaro aniyams anusmaretiya, means he is the smaller than the smallest. And dhataram sarvasya dhataram vishwato mukham. Vishwat achinta rupas sarvasya dhataram achinta rupam aditya varnam taramasa parastat. Kabir. Yes. Some. Yes, he is the all-cognizant person, personality, and his form is inconceivable. He is the smaller than the smallest, and he is within the heart. So this point is also very beautiful. We are never without Krishna. Who could be without Krishna? Krishna is within our hearts. Also the soul is also part of Krishna, expansion of Krishna. So in this way, the false prestige can be given up. So little points I was thinking, Brahma was saying that he is the benefactor of all the surrendered souls. Some of the surrendered souls we know that Ambarish Maharaj, Pandavas, Prahlad, they all were Haridas Thakur, Chitraketu, they all received the benefits from Krishna through their submission. So another point I just wanted to share, how to get rid of our false ego. And Srila Prabhupada gave very beautiful understanding in Bhagavad Gita, from chapter 4, text number 21, the purport. He says very beautifully, this is the reality. We cannot forget ourselves, how tiny we are, and part of Krishna. So in that purport, Srila Prabhupada says, a Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that because he is part and parcel of Supreme Lord, the part played by him as a part and parcel of the whole is not his own activity, but is only being done through him by the Supreme. When the hand moves, it does not move out of his own accord, but by the endeavor of the whole body. A Krishna conscious person is always dovetailed with the supreme desire, for he has no desire for personal sense gratification. So this is the point. We are part. We cannot achieve everything whole, because anything we achieve, that is partial, because we are partial success. So therefore, to make everything complete success means we need the help of complete. Who is that complete? Whole? Krishna. So in this way, because this is an important point to become released or free as much as possible, gradually we will be able to be established on our constitutional position strongly without the false ego. We will develop the real ego. That is our constitutional position. And the pure devotees are so expert that they are able to keep their constitutional position so pure, untouched by the material energy or any contamination. That is also important aspect in devotional service. Keeping ourselves pure means our consciousness, intelligence, mind and speech, senses, everything should be pure, completely aligned with the will of the Lord. And this purity we must maintain all the time, at least try. As we are progressing towards our goal of life, it is important. So in the purport that Prabhupada is writing that, but the intelligent persons know very well that not a blade of grass can move without the will of the Lord. Thus all the credit for wonderful creations must go to him. Many times Srila Prabhupada mentioned this. The scientists should not get the Nobel Prizes. Who should get the Nobel Prizes for any creation or discovery? Krishna, because we are using Krishna's energies and doing everything, and then we take the credit. And these are all the signs of our false ego. So ultimately, we have to come to the point that we are spirit souls, part and parcel of Krishna, and eternal servants of Krishna. Now, one beautiful point we may understand in this regard, Srila Prabhupada gave very wonderful explanations of the very beautiful verse, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, archanam, vandanam, dasyam, sakyam, atma-nivedanam. So, iti pumsam, pumsar pita, I'm forgetting today many things. So, in the elaborate purports, I think that was the Prabhupada's longest purport. He gave nice explanation on each item. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. When you come to the Dasyam part, it's small. It's not so big explanation, small. But what he says, when we have the feeling as internal dasa or dasanudasa of Krishna, in the sense of being Krishna's part and parcel eternal servant, that by that feeling we can complete all 9 processes of devotional service. By just that feeling. How wonderful. Means this feeling, this consciousness is the reality of ourselves. If we are situated in that, we become spiritually very powerful. So in this way, we can go on serving Lord without any hindrance, because it is the inner state of consciousness. Internally, we must remain in that consciousness, situated, established. So unless we, just like we always eager to establish ourselves nicely in the society or somewhere, what is my position? Even in the ISKCON, we find what would be my service, what would be my position. On that position I can serve nicely. We try to understand that, and it is required. So Prabhupada says, when we have this sense of being Krishna's part and parcel, by that sense we can perform all the other limbs of devotional service completely and can satisfy Lord. That means when we realize this, realization is there, then false ego would not have any place in that. Although we can live here happily and nicely also, doing our duties properly. This is the great art of understanding the philosophy. And we must try to understand the philosophy. Every day we must apply this also. And in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna said, by the sense of being part and parcel eternal servant of Krishna makes us immune to any reactions of our activities. We become free from any reactions of our activities which are binding us to the world, to the material world, or to the to the wheel of birth and death. So how important this, how wonderful is this. So Sri Brahmaji very wonderfully, humbly praying to Lord to bless us, and his empowerment means his help is required. This is also important point. On our own, we are very helpless and very powerless and very small. We cannot achieve these wonderful milestones. But by the mercy of Krishna, with his help, it is possible. So dependence on Krishna is ultimate thing. Whatever you want to achieve, we have to depend. Just like children are depending on parents. I also sometimes I think those days were very nice, no worries. Just being dependent on parents were the so happy time we had. So now we have to come back to that. But with full intelligence, full realization that Krishna can direct us, Krishna can help us, guide us, and we are to follow his instructions and his plan, his involvement in our lives. And that is the prayer of Sri Brahmaji. And that is also our prayers to the Supreme Lord. So in this way, we can understand this verse nicely. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Is there any question, comment, or anything here? Yes, Mara.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very wonderful class. You know, most devotees don't do much praying. I've noticed that.
Don't do that?
Most devotees don't do much praying.
Pray.
You know, it's something that's not commonly done. You know, they got vijahyām, they got this service, they got that service. But do they pray much? But there's a formula that I discovered 5 years ago that enables you to pray every single day for at least 2 hours. You want to hear what it is?
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Well, that's there, but then there's also kind of an overlying formula that can be utilized so your mind does not bounce all over the universe, and you know, that you're inattentive and can't really focus on your relationship with Krishna. But the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that chanting is not with the lips, it's with the heart. So if we have the mood of Krishna, please, you know, and this is one of the ways that we can pray. You mentioned in the first part of the class how we can seek empowerment from Krishna. So as we're chanting from the heart, we're out of our minds. You know, we're a little crazy. Go out of our minds, so we're not listening to our mind, into our heart, and praying very sincerely, please, Krishna, empower me to do this service. We're not thinking the prayers, but we're feeling them. Okay, so I'm out of my mind and in my heart, fully present to the Holy Name. And then this is one of the ways that we can pray. Please, Krishna, empower me. Please, Krishna, purify me. We're not thinking it, praying it. And it's holistic in terms of you're not distracting yourself with that mood. Gotcha?
Yes, very wonderful. Yes, I found myself 3 things. Means what is called for sure success. 3 items. I found 3 items for sure success. One is reading Srila Prabhupada's books every day. Second is hearing Prabhupada's lectures. Third thing is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then as we are saying, training the mind. It is important. So by reading, going through, we train our mind. Means mind is always craving something. So give the food, this food, no other food. This food, reading Srila Prabhupada's purports and lecture. The ear also wants something, lecture. And mouth also wants to say something, chant. So your point is right. Means we have to focus on that process. That because mind is the cause of our bondage, and mind is the cause of our liberation too. Attainment of Krishna is possible by thinking of Him, as you are saying, mentioning. So when we realize this is the wonderful tool that Krishna has given us to achieve Him, that's why He was asking, Manmana Bhava, mind, is asking always mind and intelligence for His service. So if we really realize this mind has brought me here, this mind will take me back to Krishna. So how to make my mind very favorable, friendly for achieving the success? 3 things. Reading, hearing Krishna, Prabhupada's lectures, and chanting.
Prabhupada, in the purport to Madhya Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22, text 113, famous verse. You know it?
No, I was thinking the chapter is the instructions to Sanatan Goswami.
That's correct, Sanatan-śaktyā.
Yeah.
So, smartavya saratam Vishnu,
Vishnu.
Vishmartavyo najatuchit, sarve vidhi nishedashur, etayor eva kinkara. One should always remember Krishna, and one should never forget him. All the rules and regulations of Shastra and from Guru, okay, so these are, all the other rules and regulations are simply servants of these two principles. To always remember Krishna, never forget him. And then Prabhupada says in the purport, if we want to remember Krishna, we chant Hare Krishna. And then a few sentences later, he says, of all the instructions of the spiritual master, the chanting of 16 rounds is the most essential.
Yes, by saying Krishna, we remember Krishna. Means Prabhupada also says, as soon as we say Krishna, we get Krishna, as well as about him, everything comes in our remembrance. His abode, his form, his leelas gradually comes. So remembrance becomes so strong and blissful. So nice, blissful. Actually, Prabhupada also said, a devotee can sit anywhere and be happy. How? By engaging the mind. By engaging mind in Krishna's remembrance. When we engage the mind in Krishna's remembrance, then mind and intelligence both becomes spiritualized or purified. And then Krishna gives us the guidance. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. I give the proper intelligence so they can come back to me. So all are related. That's true. I appreciate your point. So nice point. I appreciate that every day we have to sit down and try to understand this point, how to train the mind to think of Krishna, engage in Krishna's service, and while chanting, not from the lips, but from the heart.
Yeah, the exact words are, chanting Hare Krishna is not lip deep, it's heart deep.
Is heart deep, yes. And that makes our life so sweet, isn't it? Devotees relish the nectar of life. That is, while they are here, devotees relish the life, relish the spiritual existence. And that point also Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, how the devotees relish their lives in remembering Krishna by keeping Krishna in the heart, going deep into the heart, internally, always seeing Krishna, keeping Krishna in the heart, having connection with Krishna. These things make our life very sweet and relishable, nectar.
So we can be, we should chant in such a way that we're fully present to the holy name. And then Prabhupada says when we're chanting properly, we can feel Krishna's presence. We feel it in the vibration around us, so we feel it in the body, we feel so blissful, and that bliss will continue through the day if we do it properly. And so this is the number one formula Prabhupada's given us.
Yes, that's true. Unless we taste the joy in devotional service, chanting or doing service, anything can be converted into devotional service. That's the point. By focusing the mind on Krishna, these are all for Krishna's pleasure. So, unless we experience the sweetness, bliss or joyousness, happiness in spiritual life, we would not continue. Many times they leave. Oh no, those things are not working for me. Better I leave. We have to take that trouble until we get the rasa, means rasa vigraha, chaitanya rasa vigraha, nama chaitanya rasa vigraha. So that is true. That that inspires us more and more, because to taste more and more the sweetness. You're right.
It also gives us tremendous faith.
Yes.
When we get this reciprocation from Krishna.
Yes.
Wow, this is real.
Yes, yes. Yes, sometimes we wonder, so many bad things are going on in the whole world. What Krishna is doing now? Is he quiet? Is he not doing anything? No, Krishna is never quiet. His plan, his activities are going on according to his term, his plan. To make us completely ready for, yes, now I'm ready for coming back home, back to Godhead. He is making all the arrangements, so we'll agree with that. No more, nothing. I want you. I need you. I'm in need of your mercy, that's it. So Krishna is never quiet. Krishna reciprocates. That's the point I just wanted to say. Of course, with the surrendered soul, he is always in every step, every moment, as if he is standing by our side. Radha Madhav. He makes himself present before him, and also makes us to realize that he is with us. He is taking care of us, and he is holding us, he is protecting us, and he is loving us. That's true. His reciprocation is so sweet. Yes.
You know, like in the totalitarian government in what used to be the USSR, now mostly it's Russia, people were so oppressed, but they suffered so much. But now there's this huge explosion of
Yes.
Krishna consciousness in Russia. 150,000 devotees there.
Yeah.
And in the last Rath Yatra in Moscow, there were 500,000 participants
Wow.
in the parade.
Yes.
Think about that. Amazing, huh? And then Queen Kunti, she prayed, Vipada Shantuta Shashvat, Tacha Jagadguru, Bhavato Darshanam Yatsha, Apana Bhavadarshanam.
Yes.
May those calamities happen again and again, because when they happen, Krishna, you come to us, and when we see you, we no longer see repeated birth and death.
Yes.
So the calamities are actually good for us.
Yes. Blessings in disguise.
Yeah, Prabhupada told Giriraj Swami that Krishna takes charge of your sinful reactions and uses them to help you advance in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
We're not under the laws of karma.
Yes.
We're under Krishna's loving control.
Yes. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.